I had COVID.
Hello, Adam Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome back everybody, and welcome back to me as I am alive here because I had COVID this past week, so I had a week off where I spent the entire time watching movies, and I watched about 18 new movies. Well, maybe not new, some of them I had seen before. I think about 5 I'd seen before, but a lot of them, 13 I think, were new movies to me. I'm gonna rank them here in really quick snippets. Here we go. Number 18, we have a superhero movie that I had been trying to get to for a while, Jonah Hex. Now this is Josh Brolin and Megan Fox. This is an 81-minute long comic book adaptation, and usually I love when movies are super duper short, but I feel like this did not get enough time to really flesh out what it was about. I really feel like I don't hate this movie because it's clearly a studio disaster piece, and while I don't think Neville Dean and Taylor are very good directors at all, except for like action sequences, I do feel like there's a good idea here, and it's sad that this was such a nightmare. 1 star. Everything from here on out is a good movie in my eyes, which is number 17, Death on the Nile. Now this is a new movie that came out this year and stars a cannibal and someone who imagines. This movie is extremely problematic due to its cast. Pretty much all of its big stars have had some kind of incursion with the world that makes them extremely unlikable. I'm a moderate fan of Murders on the Orient Express, and I gave that one a 3-star when I'm giving this a 3-star as well. I do think that one's better. I think the cast is much bigger. I think that it's a lot zanier and a lot more fun, and it looks a lot better because this movie looks disgusting. I will say that one of the most iconic lines in cinematic history now is, "And enough champagne to fill the Nile." Beautiful. No notes. My girlfriend called the twist literally 30 minutes in, not even. It was fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It was a trashy whodunit, like a trashy version of Knives Out 2. Number 16, we have Garfield, The Tale of Two Kitties. Now, this is a movie that I grew up really enjoying. I did not know growing up that the British version of Garfield was played by Tim Curry, and I love Tim Curry, and it was so much more enjoyable this time around knowing that Tim Curry is the voice. I'm a fan of the first one. You're gonna see the other movie on this list. I grew up with both of them, and they're really nostalgic for me. Yes, I will take 80 minutes of Bill Murray rambling nonsense, and I will find that enjoyable enough, especially when childhood crush Jennifer Love Hewitt is running around just smiling. Breckin Meyer's a pro. Billy Connolly's in this, and he's so funny, and there's such an animated goofy villain. Love him. This has even more animals than the first movie did, and none of them are animated besides Garfield and other Garfield. It's just such a weird idea. But yeah, Garfield goes to England and does things, I guess. 3 stars. Number 15, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Now, Robin Hood, Men in Tights is one I was excited about because I like Mel Brooks. I'm a big Spaceballs fan. I like Cary Elwes a lot from Saw and The Princess Bride, and he's really funny in this, and there's some really funny gags in this. Overall, though, kind of underwhelmed. I'm very familiar with the Robin Hood story, primarily from the Disney cartoon. This is spoofing a specific Robin Hood movie that I'm not really aware of, and I'm sure that if I saw that, I would like it a lot more. 3 stars. Number 14 on my list is another new movie called Deep Water. This is one of the remaining Fox movies that was released by Disney on Hulu for free. Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas dated in real life. They made a romantic thriller that's like a trashy version of Gone Girl, and it's so much fun. I loved it so much. I don't know. What did you want from this movie? You just wanted like Ana de Armas to be hot, Ben Affleck to be like sad, and you got that exactly. The ending of this movie is hilarious. So fucking funny and interesting. Obviously, it doesn't touch something like Gone Girl. I could see people really disliking this, but I had a really good time enjoying the trash. 4 out of 5, but that's on the so bad that it's good scale, so take with that as you will. Number 13, we have Casper. Now, this is a movie that I missed. I've never seen this before. This is my first time, and I thought it was a really good time. I've been on a Christina Ricci kick as of late, and she is a bona fide movie star, and she's so good here. I thought the special effects worked well. I think that it was a very innocent, cute little movie, and it was a really good time, and at the end, it made me feel feelings, and it's fun and cute, I guess. 4 stars. Number 12, we have Garfield the movie. Okay, I get it. Like, I'm overrating the shit out of this, but I really enjoy Bill Murray. I quote this movie all the time. I know, Chuck E. Cheese. Love me, feed me, Never leave me. I know those are both in the same scene, but I love this movie so much. It's a crisp, I think, 80-something minutes, and Garfield is just making friends with Odie, I guess. It's such an innocent, fun, cute little movie from my childhood, and nobody touched me. Number 11, we have The Sting. This is a 1973 Best Picture winner starring Robert Redford and Paul Newman. This is a movie that won 7 Oscars, actually. It's about a grift. It's a grifter, and Robert Redford, and he goes and meets Master Grifter Paul Newman, and they pull off the most epic grift of all time against the ship captain from Jaws. I thought it was fine. It's really good, obviously. It's really well made, and I'm sure that in historical context, it's a much better movie than I'm giving it credit for, but I just kept thinking the whole time, I don't care about your grift, guy. I think his character arc is really cute in this movie, and it's a generally fun movie, but I bet my grandpa would like it a lot more than I do. Sorry, I guess I'm just too immature to appreciate the brilliance that is The Sting. But still, 4 out of 5. It's a good movie. Definitely a good movie. My girlfriend liked it a lot. Number 10. We're in the top 10 out of 18, baby. And we got a movie I've been trying to get to for a while because it's in this little collection here. And I grew up loving the Spiderwick Chronicle books. I grew up enjoying Lemony Snicket because I really enjoy Jim Carrey, but I had never seen Hugo. Hugo is a Martin Scorsese movie that is about movies. It's about him, how much he loves movies and old movies and the first movies, a kid discovering movies, and his love for movies. Movies! This won a lot of Oscars. I did not know that. Yeah, I thought it was really cute and fun. I really like Sacha Baron Cohen. The whole cast is really great in this. Ben Kingsley is fantastic. Definitely my least favorite Martin Scorsese movie. It's either this or Cape Fear, and I really respect what Robert De Niro, how much he went for it in that villain role and how genuinely bone-chilling he was. This was cute and fun, and I like this, but my Letterboxd review was something like, if you showed this to a former iPad baby, they would spit in your face. Genuinely how I feel. It's fine. Feel good. Cute. Movies! I love movies. Number 9, we have a movie that's probably a lot worse than I'm giving it credit for, but I liked it. Phantom of the Opera. I've seen the stage recording, the DVD. My buddy, my old roommate, showed it to me, and I really like musicals, and I think the music is fantastic. A lot of the sets and production design of this movie is really awesome in a lot of ways and lame in other ways that I found out from videos, but I like it. Gerard Butler sucks, but everyone else is fine. Patrick Wilson, the Ocean Master, kills it in this movie. Despite Joel Schumacher's shortcomings as a director, and trust me, they're the shortest of comings, you still can't ruin the music. It's fantastic. It's a really fun, cheesy time. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. So is Hugo. 4 out of 5. Number 8, we have a movie that my girlfriend actually had been trying to get me to watch for a long time. The Rundown. This is a movie where The Rock is in the jungle in an action, adventure, comedy type movie. And wow. No, I'm kidding. I love how this movie starts with Arnold being like, it's your turn, son. The Rock is a bona fide movie star. It's so nice and refreshing to see him just like be a prick and not try to be this like super charismatic guy. This is the hottest Rosario Dawson has ever been in her entire career at me. Sean William Scott. I'm pretty sure this is the same year as the American Pie wedding movie, but he's really well used in this because it's funny watching The Rock just be so sick of his bullshit. Christopher Walken's in it, and he's great. This is a Peter Berg action movie. I really like him as a director, and it's a lot of fun, really tight. Everyone has a lot of good chemistry, and it's an underrated little gem of a movie that I'm happy I got to catch. A 4 out of 5. Number 7, we have a movie that I remember watching in theaters. This is one of the first movies that I watched in 2013, April, I'm pretty sure that it was. Tom Cruise, Joseph Kosinski, a picture known as Oblivion. This is the sister movie of After Earth. Tom Cruise is a bona fide movie star. Morgan Freeman's really great in this. Really love science fiction. I really love a lot of the twists and turns in this movie. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love the color scheme of this movie. The production design is gorgeous. The special effects are awesome. I love so much about this movie. I'm so surprised that I'm only giving this a 4 out of 5. Tom Cruise, so good. This is the best Tom Cruise, Joseph Kosinski movie. I'm saying that as I just spent the last 2 days talking to people about how much they love the new Top Gun movie. So number 6, we we have quite possibly the greatest Batman animated movie of all time, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Now, this is one that I have seen before, but I knew that I didn't appreciate it enough, so I wanted to go back and rewatch it. Definitely appreciated it a lot more on this rewatch. I think this is the most fleshed out love interest in a Batman movie. I know that's cheating, but like, really, I really like her a lot. I really feel for their relationship, and I care about her as her own independent character. She has so much personality. The Joker shows up in this. That's always awesome and welcome. This movie completely understands and exemplifies who Batman is and what his internal struggle is, and I love this movie for that. It's beautiful animation, awesome voice acting. It's way too short, but it's one of those way too shorts where I'm like, it's not bad because it's short. It's so good that I want it to be even longer, because I think it's only like 80 or 70 minutes, I think. 76! Really great movie, especially if you're a Batman fan. You need to make sure you check this out. And remember, guys, this was released in theaters. So when you talk about Batman on the big screen, you gotta bring up Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Top 5, baby. That was the last of the 4-star movies. Now we turn to the 5-star movies for me. And some of these I might be overrating, but I was sick. Sometimes I like movies more than I should, and sometimes I don't like movies as much as I should. Since I watched The Sting, which is a Best Picture winner from 1973, I thought it would be appropriate to watch a Best Picture nominee from 1973 in the form of American Graffiti. Now, obviously, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You see my Star Wars toys. You see, actually, these are the Revenge of the Sith. It's Anakin versus Obi-Wan, and then Yoda versus Palpatine. I love George Lucas, and this is a movie he made before he was corrupted by a galaxy far, far away. And it's a hangout movie. It reminded me a lot of Licorice Pizza, a movie that came out last year. Also, Dazed and Confused. It's just a bunch of teens hanging out, being teens in their time period. It's really good for that. I really like our cast of characters here. I cared about all of them. I thought that their coming of age tale was really interesting. The crowning achievement of this movie is certainly the soundtrack. I love the Beach Boys. You could just listen to this movie, have it on in the background, and it's perfect for something like that. This movie hits pretty hard. It's definitely a personal favorite for me. Do I think it should have won Best Picture over The Sting? No, because I think The Exorcist should have won, which is not even a movie that I think is that amazing, but still, I think that would have been more important, and that's definitely the most iconic movie out of the 3. Sorry, George. 5 stars for George, who's used to getting that rating. Number 4 is a movie that I was kind of floored by. So you guys saw the Nick Cage movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That's one of my favorite movies of this year so far. There's a hilarious little bit in the movie where Pedro Pascal compares his relationship with his father to the movie Guarding Tess. And it's so funny because you see the little clip where he's like, no, they answer to you. And I saw this movie was on Hulu, and I've been trying to watch more Nick Cage movies because he's one of my blind spots. This was beyond hilarious. It's just a shitty Driving Miss Daisy ripoff. It's just a security guard for the government who gets handpicked by this old widow of a former president. They have to get along together, and she makes his life more difficult, and he makes her life more difficult. Eventually, they grow to understand each other and care about each other. And the last 30 minutes of this 95-minute masterpiece is one of my favorite climaxes of a movie of all time. The toe scene, oh my gosh. And when this movie ends with the wheelchair scenario, oh my god, I was laughing out loud outside in the view of public because I was in my patio, and obviously I didn't go outside because I had COVID. But yeah, this movie floored me by how good it was. Check it out. It's on Hulu. 5 out of 5. I plan on rewatching this very soon so that I could show people and be like, isn't that funny? It's probably not a 5-star movie, but to me it was, and I loved it, and I can't wait to find it in the DVD section at a flea market someday. Number 3, we have another movie that I watched on Hulu, which is The Flintstones. Now, I know what you're thinking, Adam, you are vastly overrating this movie, but I was floored by how much I love this, and I watched in the best situation, mind you, where I was eating a bowl of Fruity Pebbles while playing board games and watching The Flintstones. John Goodman and Rick Moranis are pitch perfect casting. They are fantastic in this movie. Speaking of casting, the entire cast does a fantastic job. Specifically, Halle Berry, if you know what I mean, baby. I love the production design. I love a lot of the gags and how they show nods to how this was an animated property. I love a lot of the practical effects. I know a lot of the CGI is really old and dated and bad, but this is a live action cartoon movie that came out in the 1990s. I'm not really judging it with that harsh of a microscope. It's a little dark and like it's just about like financial issues that feel way too real, but I had a really great time with it. I think it's exactly what I would want a Flintstones movie to be, and it's the best version of that. And I will never watch the sequel. This has a special place in my heart. No nostalgia for me because because I watched this for the first time, baby, and it's a 5 out of 5. Exactly what I wanted this to be. And my top 2 here are 2 special movies. One is one that I've seen a million times, and one is one that I saw for the first time. My number 2, because I'm a sellout bitch, is Lars and the Real Girl. Now, I'm a huge Ryan Gosling fan, and this is one of my favorite performances from him of all time. I really enjoy a lot of Craig Gillespie's work. This is probably my favorite of his. I love the idea for this movie. I love how non-cliche in certain ways that it is. Like, there's certain things I expect to happen in the plot, and I was so happy that they didn't go there. This movie is funny. This movie has so much heart. It's so sad and so weird. It's her before her even came out. It might even be better. Definitely check out this movie if you haven't seen it, just so that you could see the little smile on his face as he is just so happy to be with this real girl. Number 1 is a movie that I genuinely felt inspired to watch, which I know is weird, but especially with a lot of stuff going on politically in the world today, specifically with, just so you guys know, I was sick during the last week of May 2022. There was an incident that happened that made me think about our rights and our freedoms as Americans. For some reason, the first thing I thought of was Captain America Civil War, baby. It is a movie that I remember loving when it came out. I loved it every single time I've watched it. It's a movie that I get mad at whenever I see people keep it out of their top 10. This is in my top 5. I think it's number 5. Just that they were able to pull this off. Like, it looks so good that Batman v Superman came out in the same year and is so trash, and this was so solid. They seamlessly weave in Black Panther into the story. I would say seamlessly with Spider-Man as well, but I think it's super creepy, weird, and fucked up for you, Tony Stark, an adult man, to recruit and indoctrinate this teenage child who just wants to do their homework to go fight in your superhero battle. That's super creepy and weird, bro. I also have problems with Captain America because I feel like if he would have just communicated a little bit more, that everything would have been okay. Obviously, he's very emotional in this movie for several reasons. Bucky's his best friend, and he's trying to make sure that he's okay. His longtime girlfriend dies. His relationship with that new girl, her great or granddaughter or daughter, I don't care. That's bad. That's lame. I really didn't care for that. You want to talk about awkward kisses? Jesus. The airport scene is one of the best fight scenes in any Marvel movie ever. Quote me. The final showdown between Iron Man, Winter Soldier, and Captain America is so emotionally gut-wrenching. That final moment of the battle is just absolutely stellar every single time I think about it. I love how much this movie is darker than the other MCU movies. It takes stuff a lot more seriously. I think it has a lot to say. I think it's about a lot of things. I think everyone in this movie is wrong and deranged and crazy and irrational, specifically Iron Man, but I also really don't agree with a lot of what Captain America was doing in this. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when Cap and Winter Soldier are about to enter the climax of the movie, and Cap's like, but it's not your fault, guy. And Bucky's like, yeah, but I still did it. The question of this movie to me is the sentence, he's a murderer, but it's not his fault, or is it's not his fault, but he's a murderer? You know what I mean? There's a very big difference between those two sentences. I really understand why all these human beings are acting so irrationally. I love that they were able to take characters that I know and love and find a plausible, understandable reason why they would butt heads with each other, and I think it was handled so well. And especially since Marvel is so bad at doing villains, Zemo is a really good villain, and I also think that Tony Stark is a fantastic villain in this movie. I feel so much during the climax of this movie. One of the best movies in the MCU. Russo brothers just know what they're doing here when it comes to these big team up movies, and this is a bona fide top 5 MCU movie for me, and it's my favorite movie that I watched during my COVID sickness. But yeah, that's it. That's all of them. I watched 18 movies, 5 that I've seen before and 13 that I've never seen before. I also watched a documentary called Facing Nolan about Nolan Ryan, who pitched for the New York Mets and won a World Series in 1969. Very, very good, but I didn't include it on this list because it's a documentary. Which movies am I underrating? Which movies am I overrating? Did I see anything here that you specifically asked me to watch? Because a lot of these were movies where people were like, Lola was like, Adam, you should watch Lars and the Real Girl. Sean was like, Adam, you should watch Robin Hood Men in Tights. Lauren was like, Adam, you should watch The Rundown and Phantom of the Opera. If this list is to do anything, it just goes to show that if you tell me to watch something, I will probably eventually watch it, because the best part about movies is talking to people about movies. So if you bring up a movie to me that you want me to watch, then I will watch it just so that I can talk to you about it, because I love you. Go drop a comment if you lasted this long and tell me what movies you want me to watch next time I get deathly ill. COVID was like having the flu, but like the worst flu I've ever had. You know what I mean? So normal congestion, sore throat, headaches, not eating well, my stomach not feeling well, and I'm also achy and not using the bathroom well. I didn't lose my sense of smell or taste or anything like that. Also, I would just like to say fuck you, Ron DeSantis, because I had to waste all my sick days for the rest of the year on this sickness. Other than that, I love movies. Just like Martin Scorsese, I love movies, and he would be really upset to know that his little movie passion project movie was 9 whole spots below Marvel content such as Civil War. Don't get COVID, it sucks. Go get vaccinated. I mean, I'm double vaxxed and boosted and I still got it, but I didn't die. So what disease do you guys think I should get next? Leave a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Shut up. Bye.